Aaron.
Yeah.
Why didn't you say it the first time I said Aaron?
Because it's pronounced Aaron?
You done messed up, Aaron!
Oh, I see. I actually meant to take the intro off. But that's okay. This is just a short video. This is just going to be a short video, you guys. Just asking for some support from from the SP Nation for anyone who is able. I've put a link in the video description. Oh, sorry, guys. Most of you guys know, but I still get tons of questions in the comments section that, you know, the cute little girl at the end of my videos is my youngest daughter, Brisbane. And in that video, she's about 3 or 4 years old, but that video is quite old, and she's not 3 or 4 years old anymore. She's in high school. And she recently got her first boyfriend, a super sweet kid who goes to her school, is the same age as her, named Victor. And he was here at the house recently for Brisbane's birthday party, and he's a super sweet kid, really nice, really funny. They get along great. They have a lot of fun. And 2 weeks ago today, Victor was hit by a car riding his bike to school and had life-threatening injuries and was taken to the hospital right away and had surgery. And he's been in a coma ever since. And yesterday was the first day that Brisbane was going to be allowed to visit him in person. She's been to the hospital, but she hasn't been allowed to actually see him, just for various health and safety reasons. And so we went to the hospital yesterday. I went with her, and we went to see him together. And the news is not necessarily good. And he's still in a coma. In some ways, he's seen improvement, particularly in the swelling and damage around his face. But this swelling on his brain has not gone down. And they don't yet know if he's showing any brain activity. And his pupils were reacting to light earlier on after he was admitted to the hospital, but they aren't anymore. And so they're weaning him off of a number of sedatives so that they can test for brainwave activity, or brainwaves brain activity. And well, if there isn't any, then that's going to be it. And right after the accident, my daughters asked me if I would consider putting up some type of a fundraiser. And I said, well, let's wait and see what happens. And, even in really bad scenarios, there's some situations where medical bills are completely covered and paid for. And after going to the hospital last night and spending time with his parents and his little sister, I asked Brisbane this morning if the family had ever put up some type of a page for funds, and she said it was just this. The website is Meal Train, and to the best I can tell, this isn't like a direct fundraising website. Like this isn't like just send the family a bunch of money. This is like for direct services, like meals, and there is at least a fundraising goal here, a specific fundraising goal. So I figured at least we can try to help them get as close to that goal as possible. And I spent time with Victor's parents last night, and they were so sweet and so kind and so strong, and I have no idea how they're doing it. I mean, in some way, I guess you have no choice, but I can tell you, I don't know how I would do it. And I think as a parent, it's probably all more upsetting to me than it even is to Brisbane. How do you process this kind of thing as a child? And one of the really, really tragic things about this is this all would have been avoided with just a bike helmet. And Victor's parents will tell you that. Victor normally wears a bike helmet. He even had his bike helmet on him at the time, but it wasn't on his head. It was attached to his handlebars because he was in a rush. And when I was 15, it was unheard of to wear bike helmets. I mean, you would be just ruthlessly ridiculed if you were caught wearing a bike helmet. But these days, you actually see a lot more kids wearing bike helmets. And like I said, Victor normally wears his bike helmet. But he actually doesn't seem to have any other broken bones other than the traumatic head injury. And I'm sure it would have been a rough couple days for him afterwards if he'd been wearing his helmet. I'm sure he wouldn't have come out completely in the clear, but he would for sure be alive. And that would be a certainty. So I put a link to this page. I'll show it once more again. This is Victor. The website is Meal Train, but there's a link to this particular page in the video description, and I think it's in the live chat. And I'll pin a comment on this video for anyone in the SP Nation who can send a little bit of help to Victor's family. And if and when we get better news, I'll share it with all of you. When Brisbane had asked to go see him, I said, I really don't think you want to do that. I said, I don't think you want to see what there might be to see. And it's not going to help you, and it's not going to help him, and he's not awake, and all this stuff. And she was adamant that she wanted to go. And so we went, and I'm glad that we did because she feels much better. She feels much better. and I'm glad. I'm glad that she did, and I'm glad that she's feeling better. And you know, Victor's parents, like I said, they were so sweet and so kind, and they were more worried about Brisbane than anything else. And you know, his parents have been there in the hospital by his side nonstop for the last 2 weeks, obviously. And I don't know how they're doing it, guys. I don't know how they're doing it. Victor's only 15 years old, and he was hit by another high school kid, a 16-year-old. It's crazy. Okay, guys. That's it for this video. Anyone who can help, your help is greatly appreciated. So thank you, everyone. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe.